What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 279 of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. In the show this week, the strands that bind us, Call of Duty delays, Outer Worlds still taking off, Sony has a new head, parkour, XO19, Black Friday is a-coming, and much, much more. Editing Lucas, let's go!
This is the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast, the show with barking dogs in the background, sneezing, coughing, and all of those nice little things that remind you that this is not a paid production. Oh, and in between all of that, there's some video game stuff too. Enjoy the show.
Thank you for tuning into the show this week. Today is Monday, the 11th of November, 2019. I'm your host, Snoogs, and joining me for hosting duties for this week is the one and only Grejio. How are you, good sir?
I am well, and you?
Oh, I'm always good.
That's good.
Also, gracing us with his presence yet again, the one and only Lucas. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, mate. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, not a problem at all. Before we get into the show this week, a very solemn and respectful thank you and g'day and everything that is Australian for all of our vets, new, old, and upcoming. Thank you for everything you do on this Remembrance Day.
Indeed.
Lest we forget.
How's everyone else's week been going?
Pretty good, Bear. Pretty cruisy. I am on holidays officially.
Oh, officially on holidays.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're heading south very shortly?
Yeah, this Wednesday I'm going down to Melbourne. Going to meet up with some friends of mine that I haven't seen in a very long time. And guess who I'm meeting up with while I'm down there? Already organised the day.
Oh, who is it?
Tommy Ted.
Good old Tommy.
Yeah, I get to meet up with Tommy on Friday, so that's going to be cool. Going to meet up, have some lunch together, and most likely talk all afternoon about video games. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Good, awesome, top bloke. Really is a good bloke.
Yeah, well, look, he comes across as a really cool guy on social media, and I've got you to back him up. You've met the bloke in person, and I've never heard a bad word about the bloke, and I think it'll be a good time.
You've got to do me a favour, though, on the way down. Well, just before you go across the river, there's a sign that says, welcome to Victoria, turn your watch back 10 years. Just take a photo of it for us.
Why? Is it? What? No, because we're actually going, we've actually organised, we're going to an ice cream parlour that is run by robots. There's a robot ice cream parlour there.
Okay, I did not know of this.
Yeah, my friend that I'm going to see sent me a link, and I've checked it out. And you can go and get ice cream that is fully prepared by a robot. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll let you know how it goes.
That actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, but I think, not quite as cool as your bloody stupid ice restaurant thing that you went to.
The ice bar. That wasn't stupid.
That is the dumbest idea I could possibly think of. That would be so uncomfortable.
It was not. You know why it wasn't uncomfortable?
Because you had rum.
Shots. Yes.
No, rubbish.
Good.
No thanks.
Rum in sub-zero temperatures. Mwah.
Well, you know the best thing to come out of Melbourne, right?
Yes, I do.
The cup?
What is it, Pat?
Pacific Highway.
The Hume.
Oh, the Hume. Sorry, it's the Hume. That's all right. All right, well, let's jump into it with This Week in Gaming. This Week in Gaming, we are going all the way back to 2004 when we first gave them the bomb back. And that is, of course, the Xbox exclusive Halo 2 was released. A lot of things that I've been reading is that people are calling Halo 2, probably the game of the generation. Like the big sort of announcement that here was this franchise and it was going places and it was going to really make a name for itself. I for one, have to agree. I really did enjoy it. I bought an Xbox solely to play it.
Yep.
Game of the Xbox generation, not the generation.
Oh, look, there's probably I don't know whether you necessarily pin it on Halo but Halo as a franchise has shaped some of the gaming landscape for the better.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked the first Halo, and then I never really got much out of the rest of them. I don't know what it was, because I really like sci-fi games, but those ones just never really appealed to me too much, I guess. But
well, I have a bit of trivia for you. Did you know the main antagonist in the Halo 2 game? I think pretty much the Halo franchise itself.
that was that alien dude. What was his name?
Arbiter.
Yeah, was that him? The dude in the armor?
He originally had a different name slated. Either of you know that?
No.
What was his alien face?
I'm asking this because you, for one, Lucas, you're very good with tricky little bits of trivia and whatnot.
Oh no, that's because I look it up before I go and tell you guys.
Oh, it's broken. We're looking behind the curtain. It's no good anymore.
What happened?
Ignore the man behind the curtain. Applause is still here.
Yeah. Well, some information. There's it's 17,000 lines of combat dialogue in the game itself. But the big thing, Microsoft lawyers forced Bungie Studio to change the name of the alien antagonist because it carried Muslim overtones. So I actually had to dig through, and I found some information on Wikipedia in regards to it. They were the Arbiter was originally going to be called the Dervish.
Dervish.
Yeah.
Durka.
Muhammad Jihad.
Dervish.
Oh no! See, I didn't even think of it going this way. I really should know better.
Was the game originally going to be string puppets and
no?
What was wrong with
everything up?
What was wrong with him sounding like a Muslim name?
No. It's the tones, because dervish in Islam can refer to members of the Sufi fraternity. It's like a religious subsect who choose to accept material poverty. Yeah, it's because it had close ties with the religious side. That's why they got rid of it.
Right.
So there you go. Look, you learn something new every day. You got to. Today's just one of those days.
The game would have bombed.
Yes.
Oh, lordy.
Oh, there we go. All right, well, that's enough for this week in gaming. So let's just jump into some game talk, shall we?
Okay.
Greg, what have you got for us this week in window shopping?
I decided, I was looking through the list and I saw a game that kind of lines up with a game I've already done with window shopping, and I thought this would be a really good chance to compare the two. A few weeks ago, I did, what was it called? The drag racing game, Street Outlaws, right?
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that's on my list.
Which is based on a Discovery Channel Discovery Channel TV show, right?
Yes.
Well, there's another game coming out this week that's also a Discovery Channel show, and it's called Deadliest Catch, the Game.
Deadliest Catch, the Game.
Correct. So it's coming out on the 14th of November. It's coming out on PC.
I enjoy Deadly Catch as a TV series, but can't see the draw. Oh, Radicus is off. I'll see you soon, Radicus. I might come and join you. Okay, tell me what this is about.
Right.
How does this work?
So literally what you're going to do is you, obviously, for those that don't know what the premise of Deadliest Catch is, it's about crab fishermen.
Your testicles and catching.
Crab fishermen going out into the Bering Sea and catching, was it Alaskan king crab? Yep. And trying to make a living out of that, So essentially, this is what this game is going to get into. So you'll navigate your ship. Obviously, you bait your traps. You drop your traps in. When you come back to collect them, you've got to do the hook thing. You'll have to sort through the crabs and then obviously cash in. So literally all the little tropes that make the TV show and all the little bits that essentially they turn into drama points in the TV show, they've turned into parts of the game. And look, I can't stress this enough. This is once again going to be, if you're a fan of the game, the TV show, this is really aimed at you, but you have to be a super hardcore fan, and you'll probably have to ignore some pretty fundamental bad game tropes.
Oh, God. You're picking crabs out of a net. This is Lucas at 17-year-old simulator.
I knew there was going to be a joke there somewhere.
This sounds absolutely riveting.
Look, there was at least trailers for it this time. Now, it genuinely...
that someone else agrees.
Yep.
You've pissed off her again. She's like, Dad, why are you looking at these games? They are rubbish.
Yes.
Oh, dear. We need to change this from window shopping just to I'm looking at shit.
Oh, come on. It's random. There's no way. I'm not trolling through every single game to work out which the best one is.
It's dumb.
I like the idea of it because it is just weird and wonderful shit that you come up with. That
exactly.
Would have never never thought of. And hey, we get to take the piss out of it if we feel like it.
Exactly. And I've found some good games and I've found some terrible games.
I'm more excited for Bee Simulator that's coming out on the Switch this week.
That was almost going to be my first choice. But I went, I'm not doing another simulator, but technically this is what I've done anyway, because this is a crab fishing simulator.
The big question about Deadliest Catch Simulator, can you get thrown overboard?
I'm going to assume that there's probably things that can go wrong. Whether you falling overboard is one of them, I don't know. I don't think so. But look, the thing that I think either sells this or kills it dead in the water, like straight up, is the sorting of the crabs, because you have to turn them over and check out some crab crotch to work out whether you've got a female or a male, because obviously you're going to chuck the females overboard and keep the males.
Hey, I want equal opportunity. Ladies get eaten too. I'm sorry. That's just not fair. That's sexist.
And there's Lucas's feminist rant for this week. Ladies get eaten too. All the feminists are like, damn straight.
Line up, ladies.
Mustache rights for all.
Oh, how dare you.
How dare we?
All right. Well, thanks for that, mate.
That's right.
Let's jump into the meat and potatoes. No? Okay. Let that one go.
Sorry, you want affirmations. All right, man. Let's go into the meat and potatoes.
No, I was just carrying on the crab thing. Death Stranding has released this past week, and Lucas and I have been traversing the American side. And I wouldn't mind hearing some of your thoughts, Lucas. You've played a substantial amount more than me. I've only done probably the first 2 missions, I think. The second mission kind of kicked me in the guts a little bit, and I went, that's enough for tonight.
First 2 missions, so you've played it for 9 hours.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
All right, well, look, I've played it for probably about 15 hours now.
Nice.
And I've gotten, look, I'm probably still only about 30% through the game because it's quite large. And what I would have to say to sum up Death Stranding is that this game looks a lot fucking stupider than it actually is. Not real good English from me there, but whatever.
That just translates from the game, really.
Well, no, but look, it leading up to its launch, I had very little interest in it. I even said it on the podcast, not interested, not getting it. Mm-hmm. The only reason I have it right now is because Sony graced us with a review code for it, so I've been able to play the game in preparing for a review for it. But I thought the game looked weird, boring, and really too far left field. However, I'm pretty hooked in the game, though. I actually really do enjoy it. Why the hell and how the hell has Kojima made walking from A to B so interesting. I don't know. I don't get it. It sounds stupid that I'm saying this, but I'm really enjoying the game. And out of all of Kojima's games, this is probably the easiest to understand what's actually going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll second that. As for the how did he create sort of a walking simulation and make it so good? There's a couple of things that I probably want to point out that I've seen. Like I said, I've only played about probably 2.5, maybe 3 hours of it, and just mucking around with different gameplay mechanics and whatnot. But the terrain being probably your biggest nemesis, so to speak.
Well, if you're just careless and rush, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Like that takes away from just you're not just walking undecided. You need to pick a way to traverse the landscape and work out where the BTs are, where the rocky outcrops are. I have fallen off a cliff. I fell off a cliff within 3 minutes of starting the game because I was running and slipped and fell, and that was not supposed to happen. I think that's pretty good. I also like the way that the online interactivity sort of happens. Have you had much to do with that in your game? Yeah.
Yeah, the way the online works is actually pretty good.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, there is online elements where it is part to do with the strand system, keeping everything interconnected. When you're playing online, you actually are following in the footsteps of other couriers. So other people in the community that have played it before you have left notes. Some have left, bridges. There's a thing doing the rounds on Twitter at the moment where it is this cross-country highway type thing that was put together by, hundreds of different players. Yeah. And so it's just amazing, this world that's being built. Like the same instances aren't the same for every player, but something as simple as you can find a spot to rest that is somewhere that another character has rested, and your regeneration will happen quicker because Sam feels safe.
Yeah, I think they actually have to be resting there at the same time, because although they're not in your game, the game recognizes where other players are in your world in their own game. And by resting, it creates... Now, I'm not exactly sure on the pronunciation of this word. I would say a can. Some people call it a Cairn, a C-A-I-R-N. Do you know what that is?
Can.
One.
I would call it a can. But anyway, you lay down and you rest, and if other people, there becomes kind of like a silhouette, and if somebody else comes and rests with you, then you will recover quicker, and the area which the can will cover gets larger. So the more people that come, the bigger it gets and the faster that you'll recover, because recovery in the field is in real time. So you actually do need to rest for a fair bit, unless you go back to your private room and then it's instantaneous. So yeah, that's how that works. And the way there could be ladders. Somebody might go traversing, might be towards a mission, might be in the middle of nowhere. I'll put down a ladder. In the game, if you've connected to the online world in the game, it's one of those things you've got to do. It's kind of like the towers in Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. Once you've done that, then you have access to other people's items that they've put down. It might be a ladder to climb up, or it might be a ladder to get over a gap or a river. Could be a rope to climb up or down. Could be anything like that. But you haven't put it there. The game, the developers haven't put it there. Somebody else has put it there, also including the roads and highways, like you mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
And and then what you can do is that you can hand out likes. So once you go near one of those things, you can tap the touchpad and it'll give likes. So if you appreciate where that thing was put, then you can give some likes, and that goes towards the person who put it there, and it increases their stats. So it's actually quite helpful. It is I don't think I could ever explain this to anybody that makes it sound like a good game, because even listening to myself speak, I'm thinking,
it's difficult.
This sounds stupid. This sounds boring, but it's not. And the story is typically Kojima. Think of Death Stranding as Metal Gear Solid, but just a real emphasis on the sneaking, because there's obviously the game is really pushing you towards avoiding combat, because you've got precious cargo, so you don't want to get damaged, because if they get damaged, then you get either you'll fail the mission, or you won't get as many points and you won't level up as well. But unlocking extra things to help you carry more things. I've just recently unlocked sort of like an exoskeleton just for the legs, just so you can carry more and you can go quicker. And you can unlock a whole bunch of stuff. And there's vehicles, so you can get in cars, you can get on a motorbike. That's all I've seen so far. There might be some more things. I don't know. There's
apparently a truck.
I have taken. I stole a truck from one of the mules. The mules are kind of like marauders. I stole one of their trucks, which is quite handy because you can put heaps of stuff in the back.
I found out today what the mules were actually all about.
Well, they're just.
Now, I don't know if if it's come across this in the story, but the mules are actually a band of couriers like yourself, but they get high. Like it's a buzz for them to deliver product.
Yeah, correct.
So what they're doing is they're stealing it off you and getting that buzz by delivering it.
Yeah, the game does explain that. Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
That makes sense.
So they will just do whatever they can to steal your packages and do the delivery and stuff like that. It's a little bit straight. Once again, even though I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, this sounds really stupid, but it works. It works really well because I'm enjoying it, and I'm sort of kicking myself for doubting it because I could have missed this experience. I'm really enjoying it.
And
sorry, how do you spell that word again? Was it Cairn?
Yes.
So it's actually pronounced Kern.
Kern. That's a new one. I don't know. As long as you know what I'm talking about, that's good. But yeah, as for the story in Death Stranding, it's actually really good. And the Kojima typically does cutscenes quite lengthy and quite in depth, and nothing is confusing yet. While there's a lot of weird shit, like having a baby strapped to your chest, they explain it in such a way that you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, what? No, it doesn't, but it does. It's so weird. And, there's a bit of mystery behind it. I've seen Mads Mikkelsen's character, but I still don't know what's going on with him. Then there's the story of like the stuff behind the BTs, which are the ghosts. And I'm not going to explain them, but I'm learning a little bit more and more every time I play it about what the hell they are and why they are doing what they do. And I found out, do you know what BT stands for?
Beached things.
What a stupid... Everything is named in Kojima games is stupid. Beached things is what they're called. And the BBs, which is the baby you got to your chest, is the bridge babies.
Bridge baby, yep.
And what else? There's the names like Dead Man. What's
Fragile?
Yeah, Fragile. Fragile is, I think of Quiet from Metal Gear Solid. It's just another, just weird names for these characters. So there's Dead Man. What was the other guy? Something.
Dead Man's Del Toro's, isn't it?
Yeah, Del Toro is Dead Man. And then there's something Death or something. I don't know. And then the character names are really strange, but except for Sam, he's probably got the most normal name. But yeah, there's a lot of strange things that are going on. Also, the lady in the red dress that can, for some reason, walk in high heels on the beach. That's a talent, because I can't walk in high heels on hard surfaces, let alone on the sand. But anyway, it's surprisingly, it's a bloody good game, and I am confused myself as to why I'm saying that, because saying it out loud or describing everything, I sound like a madman myself.
Yes, and apparently I got fairly close on a few things with my guess prior to release on the video.
Yeah, well, yeah, you did. If you guys have watched Snoogs' video that he put up before the release, he's not completely off on what he was saying because, look, I don't know if this is spoiler territory. I don't know.
Oh, go and check it out. Anyone that's thinking about it, or anyone that's going to play it, check out my video. I put it together without any knowledge of the game. Was done about a week before release. So, yeah.
Yeah, check it out because there are, like, I mean, it's similarities. It's not exactly like you knew what was going on, but from what you did say in that video after playing it, I'm like, yeah, you're not way off. It's there's some very strong similarities there. So well done, Snoogs, with your little epiphany, you drug mule, you.
Well, I had another one of these today because one thing that stuck out to me with quite a few bits, like Hideo's very, very well known for a lot of his symbolism as well, things that he puts in games and things that happen in the background. So one thing I noticed coming up in my playthrough was 5. So that come up in a few different occasions with the BTs, and in particular, very early on, we see 5 of the players, or 5 BTs sort of standing over during the opening credits and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
5 fingers that they walk upon, and there was a couple of other little instances as well. Now, is there anything that comes up in the significance of the number 5?
No, nothing 5 yet. No,
nothing yet. Because the reason I asked for it is because I had a look at pretty much I googled the significance of the number 5, like what's it used for, whether it be, in tarot or ancient readings or anything like that, parts of the Bible. The number 5 is used to describe someone who brings adaptability, independence of thought and action, and unwillingness to completely conform. Now, that kind of fits with Sam.
Is that because he doesn't conform because he doesn't have a weird fucking name?
Well, look, I don't know. Sam is a little bit of an anti-conformist because he doesn't want to go ahead with what everybody else is doing. But look, that obviously changes pretty quickly. He has some motivations to go ahead and join up with the Bridges company. But yeah, look, I don't know.
I'll see how it goes.
You're going to do yourself a mischief if you keep trying to work out Kojima's video game.
That was just something that popped into my head. I'm really enjoying the soundtrack, and I had the soundtrack playing while I was working today, and it just popped into my head like that. So I went and had a look for it. It
is quite nice, the music that they play. It's just that it can be a little bit annoying because it pops up like what song's playing, and that it's like being provided graciously from whatever studio. But the name like stays up on the screen for too long. You're like, go away. I want to enjoy the music and my stroll on these grassy knolls. And here I've got this big text popped up on the right-hand side of the screen.
Yep.
What about the advertising in the game?
I had that written down somewhere to bring it up.
The Monster energy drinks and the AMC TV show ads.
Yeah, I haven't seen the AMC TV show, but the Monster energy drinks were very much front and center.
Yeah. But you know what? I pose a question to you guys. Now, it's very blatantly product placement, right? Which no doubt Monster Energy paid a lot of money to have their cans of drink part of the game. Not only is it just part of the game like it's in there, it's actually a usable item while you're in the game, and it gives you stamina back. So it's obviously advertising for the drink. But what would you prefer? Like, does product placement like that annoy you in video games, or would you prefer microtransactions?
No, I'll take the placement.
Because I would imagine that.
Sorry,
I was just going to say, I would imagine that's a very nice way to go around charging us with microtransactions. Is put product placement in video games. Put branded shit in there.
Look, it's a possibility, but it's also a slippery slope. It can be anyway. Once you start advertising in games, there'll come a time where we'll sit here and go, advertising is becoming interruptory of playing a game. And once it reaches that point, all of a sudden we've gone down the rabbit hole way too far. But by that time, it's kind of a bit like microtransactions.
Yeah, but that's up to the developer of the game. If they end up ruining their own game by that, then that's their own stupid fault. But it's been done before, like Uncle Chunt's put in the chat there. He says, Cool Spot. Now, Cool Spot was a game by Virgin, and they put basically the game revolved around 7-Up. And also the Mick and Mac, the Global Gladiators, which was a game basically sponsored by McDonald's, and it's product placement in video games. But yeah, if you go overboard, you're going to ruin things. But as far as I can, I've only seen 2 brands in Death Stranding, and that's Monster Energy Drink as well as AMC, which is the TV production company which makes like The Walking Dead. And as advertised in Death Stranding, Norman Reedus or Ride with Norman Reedus, I think it's what it's called. I've seen people talking about it on Reddit and saying and actually talking about, well, this game's set in the future. How come they're advertising for the 3rd season of Ride? And I'm like, dude, it's just product placement. Don't look into it.
Because Hideo knows something that you don't.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah,
it's coming soon.
Monster Energy still exists in this, beaten up, ruined world. Doubt it. It's because it's for the dollars.
Yeah,
totally exists in that world. That stuff lasts forever. It's radioactive. I'm pretty sure.
Probably tastes like shit too. If you want my opinion, I'm okay with it if it saves me from microtransaction and isn't world or fourth wall breaking. It's kind of a little bit world breaking because they don't feel like they belong in this world.
Exactly.
But whatever, I don't care. It's not. It's a real small part of it.
And I guess that's the point I'm making. At the moment, it's small. It's not innocuous. You're sitting here going, I can deal with it. It's when it becomes more than that. And I'm not just saying one game will do it. Once one game starts doing it, it becomes the norm to do it. A bit like microtransactions. When they first started, they weren't game breaking. They're now reaching a point where everyone does it, and we are now getting to the point where we're going, we hate games that have microtransactions in them, and we can't get away from them because every game just about now has a microtransaction system in it.
Yeah,
this has the potential to do the same, and that's what I'm saying about the slippery slope.
But if I had the option to pick a game that had either I had to pay more to get stuff, or if they gave it all to me for free, but it had advertisement. Let's say, for example, Call of Duty. If they wanted to charge us for the maps or have Coca-Cola billboards in the maps, whatever, put the billboards in, make Coca-Cola pay for it, and then I get it for nothing.
While it stays that way, I would agree with you. But there are ways in which, like right now, we have free mobile games that have ads through them all the time now. Now, imagine if that had happened to your games on your Xbox. Like you're in halfway through a firefight, and then all of a sudden you have an ad for whatever. And
no. That's different, Greg. That's ads. That's not product placement. That's an ad. We're not talking about ads.
Product placement is an ad.
Yes, it is.
Let's not beat around the bush.
No. Don't you mix it to make your point. I'm not talking about advertisements where you stop, watch something. I'm talking about something that's subtly placed in a scene just so it can be there. Okay,
and I said I was okay with that, but I said there's a slippery slope to where that can push into more deeper and more intrusive ads built into the game.
No, but that's what you get in free to play games is ads like that. That's just speculation.
Once upon a time we said that
paranoia.
about microtransactions. That was only in a free game. Now they're in paid games.
No, microtransactions have been in normal games for longer than those stupid free mobile games. They just were called different things back then. We didn't call them microtransactions. We just called
DLC. But then once before that, DLC used to be free as well.
No,
so, like
DLC
I said, it's a slippery
used
slope.
to be cheap. used to be cheap. No, you're just being a fearmonger now. You just you bringing up a point just for the sake of the argument. I don't agree with you.
I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying I'm happy with it the way it is now, but understand it can be a slippery slope. That's the only argument I'm making.
Minecraft Earth.
It's shit. Move on.
Move on. All right, then. Call of Duty.
No, all right. We'll talk about Minecraft
Earth.
I've played it a couple of times now.
Yeah, so I got some information about it saying that it was available, and I haven't been able to download it.
Oh, it's probably because you've got a shitty Android phone. But anyway, it works on the iPhone. And
everything works on my iPhone, though.
I can't work out what the hell you do in it. It's like Pokemon Go, right? So you've got the map, and it turns like the Google Maps into like a Minecraft world. It turns it into blocky, and you actually have to go walking around to get blocks and Minecraft things. But then you can go into this augmented reality thing where you can place down a play set on the ground. But then that's where it loses me. I'm like, so like, if I put this down here, will that be here again next time when I'm here? But it doesn't seem like it is. It's in early access, but I really don't understand it. I don't get this game. I need somebody to explain it to me because it doesn't make sense to me. It's a weird game.
It looked fun in all the videos and whatnot that have released. But, yeah, I don't know. I think Pokemon Go sort of captured that market, and anything that's tried to follow in its footsteps hasn't really done all that well.
Yeah, but it's just like the only thing that's Pokemon Go about it is just the map. And you walk around and collect things. But then you go, the building thing, I don't understand what I'm doing because it seems to be temporary.
Apparently you can do it with others. So other people, so if you're out, if you're out being social and everyone's staring at their phone, you can build something in Minecraft Earth together. So that's it. I think I need a lot of it though.
I need a little bit more time with it, clearly, because I don't get it, but I don't have high hopes for it. It seems a bit weird. But anyway, I'll talk about it in the future. I'll give it a few more cracks before I completely write it off, but hopefully you can get it sorted because I'd like your input too to find out what's going on with the stupid thing.
Yeah, I think my device is too old to run it, or my version of Android, because Razer haven't updated their phone, like their Android version, since May 2018.
Oh, wow.
So it's currently version 10 of Android available, but mine's running an 8.1. So I think it might just be too old.
Fair enough.
Well, let's leave that. Greg, do you want to jump in with any Minecraft stuff you've done this week? Anything extra?
Look, 1.13, the update 1.13 dropped, which meant that a lot of things broke. So I've had very little gameplay this week due to everything else that's been going on. So I've been jumping in the realm that I'm playing in and with, and fixing up some of the redstone contraptions that broke due to 1.13 or complete redesigns. So I was kind of proud of myself. I built from scratch without having to look up any sort of tutorials or anything like that. I built a sea pickle farm. So I was pretty proud of that achievement, and it works like super, super fast. Awesome. And I had to redesign. I sort of looked up why certain things broke with 1.13 and rebuilt my zero-tick sugarcane farm. So it's back up and running again. We all have paper and we can all trade it and make lots of emeralds and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty much. It's been fixing. It's also lagging a lot more now too, and we can't work out. We haven't really worked out why yet. There seems to be some places lag worse than others, and we're still trying to. I guess we're trying to come to grips with how the changes affect the world now, because obviously they fix stuff. So, obviously we spend the whole time trying to break the game, essentially trying to work out how to do things that the physics of the game were never really designed for. Like zero tick farms and stuff like that. But obviously there's still some other sort of background things that are now sort of affecting the flow of the game. So, like, near my castle where I'm sort of based, it's very laggy, and we're trying to work out what it is that's actually about where my space is that's kind of creating this lag. So, yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I haven't had a great deal of time on Xbox at all, or anything really gaming related, but that's what I've done this week. So.
Well, Luke, let's jump into some lunacy that we had the other night. Good old Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, that's hot and cold on what kind of experience you're going to have, depending on who's playing. Because one night I'll be like, man, I'm getting my game back here. I'm getting some kills. I'm getting some wins. This is good. And then the next night you're just annihilated. You get demoralized. But
I'm blaming Repromir.
Why?
Why? Because he's level 126 and he brought in everyone that was level 120 something playing keyboard and mouse.
Well, that is one complaint that I have had fairly consistently over the years is, back in the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 days, I do remember being paired up with people that were around my level. So if I was level 20, I would be in with level 20, 25, 16, 17. But now it just seems to be like you get put in, I'm level 30 and I'll get put in with level 80, 135. It's just quite random. Sometimes it may have something to do with the party that you're in, but even when I'm playing it on my own, I get put into games with people that are like massively high level. But even saying that, sometimes you're on with the sweaties and sometimes you're not. It depends on what time of day you're playing as well.
Yeah, let's face it, like especially Saturday night when we jumped on, we were on for a few hours. It progressively got worse the longer we were on.
It got harder and harder as the night progressed.
The later it got, the more sweaties jumped on, I think.
Yeah, well, I think the concentration of the sweaties got bigger because as the not-so-sweaties were getting off and going to bed, the sweaties were still playing till the wee hours of the morning. But saying that, I've got to say that Modern Warfare is a breath of fresh air because it's been many, many years since I've gotten on and played with a crew and played a Call of Duty game and had as much of a good time as I'm having at the moment with this game. And I'm really excited for it. And especially the fact that I don't have to go and splurge for the map packs as they come out. They're just dropping them for free, which is great. Everybody gets them.
That new house, whatever.
Oh, shit house.
Shit house. It's shit house. It's freaking woeful.
It depends. Terrible. It depends on the game mode that you're playing on it. If you play domination on that map, it's a disgrace.
I think. Well, we were playing team deathmatch on it, I think, and it was just terrible.
TDM's too big for it because it's a strange map. The new map that come out because it's too small for a like a TDM or a DOM, but it's probably too big for a
gun game.
What's it called? Gunfight. Gunfight. Too big for a gunfight match. It's just like a weird map. Like it's a good map, but the size of it's just a little bit skewed, I think. But anyway,
it's not a good map. Shit. We got flogged.
I've been flogged every time I played on that game on that level. But probably a good one for a private match or something. But there's a few maps on there. There's some gigantic ones. There's some tiny ones, and I've been having a really good time with it, man. Look, we had a great time the other night. You've cut together a 6-minute video of it, and it's pretty funny. Go and check out some of the shit.
that 6 minutes is taken from our first 45 minutes of play.
Yeah.
So I've still got another 2.5 hours to cut.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of lunacy, and as the night gets on, the our games get worse, and so does the conversation.
yeah. There's some questionable things that we say there, but actually, I realised that I actually sounded really bad. My microphone sounded crap, so I went and got the boom mic for my headphones. So
okay.
I'll connect that for next time. See how that goes.
Yeah, so it was lots of fun. Yeah, over on our YouTube channel, check out that little bit of cut through. You'll have to excuse my laughter because I could hear a little bit of raging in the background from people that were dying to my claymores.
Oh, you had maniacal laughter in that video.
Because I could hear people. Because when you kill someone on the other team, for a split second, you can hear their mic. So I don't think it comes through the video really well. I was hearing people yelling and swearing and carrying on because they get hit with the claymore. And it's like claymores at the moment, people are just absolutely filthy about them. And especially in a closed area inside a building or something, because it's a one-hit kill. Out in the open, you've got a bit...
You can see them.
Yeah, I know.
People will complain about anything. Seriously, just play the game. If you shit, you shit.
Exactly. And just because that I put them behind a closed door that someone will run through at full point and get exploded, then it's funny.
That's the idea of a claymore.
Yeah.
That's what you're meant to do. Claymores have always been in Call of Duty, though.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, there's a lot of hatred towards them. And even with some of the boys that I work with that are playing, and they're like, oh, what's your loadout? I'm like, yeah, M4 and Claymores. They just go, you asshole.
You can put a perk on that will make it so you're a little bit more resilient against those sort of things. Put the perk on if you've got a big problem with it, and that way you might survive more Claymores. But otherwise, just keep your eye on the floor as you go through doorways and shoot them if you see them, and you get like 15 XP or something like that.
And just remember one thing that's very important to anyone playing, and it's something that we have to try next time we all jump on. You know your drone that you can get? So push L1R1 or LBRB and get the drone out. You can put that down on the ground, and I can come along and put a claymore on top of it. And then you can fly it around. Yeah. You can then fly it and chase people with it.
They'll patch that.
It was. I didn't think it'd make it into the main game. It was in the beta, and I thought they would have gotten rid of it. But it's something you can do. So you can chase people with the drone that's got a claymore on it.
Yeah, nice. Did you know? You can put down a weapon, an ammo cache.
Yep,
that's the one I've got on. If you put that down, you can shoot it and it explodes.
Yeah. Yes. And you shoot the enemies ones. The enemies ones will flash red, like they got red lights on them.
Okay.
And, they go boom. They're nice.
Yeah, and they can take people out. Yeah, look, the campaign was fantastic. The multiplayer's keeping me playing it, and the Spec Ops is stupidly difficult. So difficult, it's not fun.
I still want to try it.
Yeah, you would absolutely give it a go. I haven't finished any of them. They're stupid.
Everything that I see on YouTube or anything like that, whether it be certain people that I follow, they're all the same. These are people that are decent Call of Duty players, and they're all complaining that Spec Ops is just too hard. And
there's no difficulty setting. It's just go in and get killed.
Yeah, good luck.
So dumb.
Awesome. You want to tell us about guinea pig parkour?
Oh dear! Look, it was late a couple of nights ago, and I was flicking through Twitter, and I saw it was just kind of like an advertisement for this game called Guinea Pig Parkour. Look, why did I click on it? I don't know, but I did, and it took me to a Kickstarter page. I watched the trailer for this game, and you're a guinea pig on a side-scrolling platformer that's described as gameplay like Super Mario 64, where you'll have, say, 6 things to complete in the level. Yeah. And the animations are all hand-drawn by one person who's developing this game. The animations, I think, are what drew me into it. It looks so damn good. It looks so cool that I had to back it. So I backed it on Kickstarter, and it should be releasing in the next 12 months or something like that. So I would recommend checking it out. If you like old school side-scrolling platformers, check out Guinea Pig Parkour. It looks cool. Really cool animation. So that's what that game is. So yeah, and then I just trolled through Kickstarter for a couple of hours trying to find something else to back, because I kind of got a little bit bitten by a bug. Like, oh, I want to back these things, because it's kind of like a gamble as well as to whether or not they get funded and actually make the game. But there was absolutely nothing else on Kickstarter that I had any interest in. They were all crap. But anyway, Guinea Pig Parkour, check it out.
I've actually looked at a few gadgets on Kickstarter.
Oh yeah,
that the people have come up with, whether it be one of them was a new style of gimbal for your phone. So when you do recording and whatnot, you can move it and it stays like it keeps it steady. Just looked kind of cool. That's
just a gimbal, isn't it?
Yeah. But it was a new style that I don't know. I didn't back it. It just looked cool. That's what I'm saying. The tech shit that people come up with, I enjoy having a look at. Last one for me, The Outer Worlds. I jumped in and played a little bit more of that the other night because it was hot and my Xbox is currently in the lounge room, which is where the aircon is. I completely forgot about side missions. So you know how you just completely ignored them. So we spoke last week about the one particular side mission where you had to go and collect money for
the grey sites.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how that's actually a good story that goes along with that.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Didn't do it. Just walk straight past it. Once again, I think the way that I'm building my character might be different to the way that I've done it in previous titles like this, because my charisma and speech, I suppose, I can't remember what it's actually called, is I'm not failing anything. So, for instance, I walked up and the sarcasm, like I brought up last week, is through the roof. And I can get away with anything. No one questions me whatsoever. My intimidation ability just through voice without actually having to pull weapons or anything like that is, again, I haven't been challenged. So it's been really good. And the fact that so early on you're forced with a decision, which you can create a very different chain of events depending on which way your decision goes.
Yeah.
I thought that was... Yeah. So I thought that was really good for so early on. And then from there, I've just been my sarcastic self. I'd also like to throw in there's a lot of similarities between this and my fanboy TV series of Firefly. There's a lot of similarities. Yep. It seems to be very good. Now you've got the captain who's kind of like a grey area outlaw, a chick that looks after the mechanical on the ship, and a bit of a ragtag group of people that get thrown together as you go along. Just kind of looks really cool.
Yeah, well, I would be playing The Outer Worlds at the moment. However, Death Stranding has kind of taken over that.
Yeah, I've only played it one day last week. The rest of the time it was Call of Duty and then, Death Stranding on Friday. So, anything else for you boys?
No, that's been my week, man. Just playing Call of Duty, staying up late, playing video games with you guys, and
still there?
Stranding.
Yeah, no, I'm still there. No, mate, like I said, Minecraft was it. That's all I've had time for.
He's doing real world stuff, man. He's doing real world Sims.
Yeah.
Adult Simulator 2019.
Slow to level up. It's a grind.
All right, boys.
No microtransactions in real life.
No, they're all big ones.
Yeah, they're all
Make
big
them
ones.
as big as they can. And you think paying for shit you can't really have, like you don't physically have, like cosmetic items. You look at bloody stamp duties on buying houses and shit. That shit's ridiculous.
To be fair, my gaming addiction is my microtransactions in games. In this game.
All right, Gretch, well, let's kick off with you, mate. XO19.
So it's this week, I think, 14th to 16th November. Will it be better than last year? Look, I don't know. They're talking like it's going to be, but we'll see. Look, there's some things we can probably guarantee we're gonna hear about. So they may want to talk about their acquisition of Playtronic. So we might hear a bit about that. We'll definitely hear about price drops for consoles especially for holiday sales and leading up to Scarlet coming out. There's always a kind of a wind down in price as we get towards the end. They'll probably also talk about Black Friday sales as well. We might hear some Halo news, whether it's about the Master Chief Collection or about Infinite. We yet to see. I think the big ticket item for XO19 this year they'll probably talk about xCloud a lot, seeing as though the beta for that is kind of wrapping up, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just about to finish.
Yeah. We might hear some more about Scarlet, but I'm going to suggest it won't be anything of any great substance. That will probably be saved for E3 next year. Same with new games. I'm not expecting we will hear much in the way of games, being we're at this end of the console cycle. And once again, I think they'll probably everything will be sort of working towards next year's E3. So, look, it'll be interesting to see. As a side note, it's not really about XO19, but while sort of digging around for stuff about it, I actually found an interesting statement, and that is that Xbox One controllers will be forward compatible with Scarlet.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Is that like a proper thing that's real? Like, not just
I don't know. Like I said, it was just a sort of a statement. Like I was listening to someone talk, and they threw it out there. And once again, like I said, I don't know whether it's a legitimate thing or whether this is just something they're talking about. But that seems to be a rumor that's floating around. So that would be really good to hear, because there's nothing kind of. Especially like if you're forking out for like elite controllers and stuff like that, it would be really good that you get some sort of longevity out of them.
Uncle Chunt's put in the chat that's been confirmed for a while now.
Oh, okay.
That's the first I've heard of it. Really,
yeah, the first I heard of it as well. So the Xbox fanboys all over it. So
that's great. That's fantastic. And you know, like they're expensive pieces of kit, and it also makes people a little bit more comfortable to go out and buy the latest what do they call it? The Elite Controller 2. Because I was thinking, I'm not going to bother getting that because you know I'll get 12 months use out of it, and that'll be useless because I'll have the new Xbox. But that'll be forward compatible. That's fantastic. That's a big decision to make, and a good one. I like it.
Yeah. So, if you're interested, obviously you'll be able to catch it on Mixer over those days. I'm sure it will be covered in great detail on Mixer. So, if you don't have Mixer, obviously you don't have an Xbox, but you're still interested, I'm sure you'll be able to find reviews and stuff like that on YouTube as well. So,
you can just watch it on Mixer. Just go to mixer.com.
You could get the app. Yeah, there's an app for it as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Just a quick little bit of news that sort of reminded me of is that I've heard a rumour that's floating around about the PS5 apparently being backwards compatible with PS4 and PS3 physical media.
Yeah, I did hear. Yes, I did hear that as well.
Yeah, that would be a good move as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. Look, I'm not sure if they would go back to the PS3, but I would love it if they did. That'd be great.
I've heard it's run on the same chipset, and that's why they can do the 4. I'm not sure about the 3. Anyway, speaking of Call of Duty before, the delay has been released, some information in regards to the Battle Pass. So the Battle Pass has been delayed until December.
Okay, I forgot there was going to be one.
Yeah, let's face it, it's going to be pushed back so people are buying it for Christmas.
I don't know what sort of things. There's going to be skins and...
I don't have a lot of details about it. It's kind of... Yeah, they're kind of... they're replacing loot boxes, so I dare say that, you know, the skins and cosmetic items and whatnot are going to be a big part of that. I don't have details exactly of what it is. I don't have details of how much it costs. All I know is that it's been pushed back till after Black Friday.
Maybe gun skins, maybe operators, maybe those XP boosts.
I think we talked about this the other week. I'm trying to look back through my notes because I'm pretty sure I brought it up the other day. But yeah, I think
we did talk about it, but
it was a kind of a mix of things from memory. From I think there was skins. Also, there were equipment mods, like mods for your guns and stuff like pieces of equipment and stuff like that were also available.
Oh, okay.
So stuff that you could turn around and say game altering, but they really did stress the point that there's two stream system, and that until it comes out we really won't know. But they were saying you can buy it or you can play for it. It's your choice. So
you know what? If for 2-3 months down the track, if I'm still invested in it and it's a $15 battle pass to get some fancy shit, I'll throw them the extra coin.
Well, I might as well, considering that they're going to be giving free maps. Look, that sort of thing makes me a little bit more willing. If I'm still keen on the game, then and still exactly playing it regularly, I'll drop a bit of cash into it as long as it's good quality content that I'm playing. Then I'll happily do it. But something that I've heard, another kind of rumor-wise for Modern Warfare, is that there is going to be up to 38 new maps coming to the game. And if they are all included, if they are all free across the board, then that will make me probably a little bit more inclined to pay for the
Battle Pass.
The Battle Pass, because there'll be a lot of content for me to play, and paying a little bit to get more out of it. I don't feel bad. I don't feel wrong in doing it. I don't feel like they're ripping me off. I think that that's good value. So if that's true, and I've heard Rust. Rust is one of the maps that's coming as well. That was a very popular small map from back in the day. But you got to have some 1v1s though. That's how you separate the boys from the men.
Yeah, I also heard. I've got a bit of a list here that people have data mined. If you'd like me to go through them,
sure.
Yeah, Cage, Cargo, Hook, Inayatak, Crash, Dam, Krovnik, Farmland, Gulag, Hospital, Layover, Lowline, Lumber, Malishev, Mill Base, Oasis, Port, Prison, Ravine, Shipment, both day and night, the Slums, Stadium, Sub Base, Super, Urzikstan, Torres, Transit, TV Station, Faradar, Rust, Takedown, Borderline, Smetna Farms, Gun Course, and Marksman Range.
Oh, if they are all in it, I'll be... the one that stood out for me in that one?
What's that?
Crash. I love that map. I love that map.
I actually don't mind the TV Station map either. I think that's from Black Ops 3.
Yeah, I think I know the one.
Yeah. So
there's some good memories.
From memory, Gulag was a good map too.
Yeah.
I remember the name. I can't remember which one it was though.
Yeah.
The other one that I've heard about was the airport one.
Yeah. I owned on that map. I would if that map came up, I killed it. Terminal. That's
the one. Yep.
Yeah.
Even if half of those are coming out, that's a massive boost.
Look, I'm really excited for Modern Warfare, and the thing that blows me away most, and a bit of a broken record again, is because I haven't given two thoughts about the previous 3 or 4 Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
Now I'm finally back into it. This is a really good one. I'm really pumped.
This is the first one that I jumped in and started playing the multiplayer, and I still haven't finished the campaign. I'm up to I'm about to do the house, where you go into the house in night vision. So I've barely done any.
I think your biggest downfall is that when you've got time to play, we're all playing multiplayer.
Yep.
So you come and join in. So you don't really have the time to sit there. Like if you were like myself and had time at home on your own, you'd probably have finished it by now. But
oh yeah,
that's the thing. You don't want to go while there's 5 of us playing Call of Duty online, you're not going to sit there and play the campaign, are you?
No, screw that.
Come and join in the laughter.
Yeah. Come and join in and have a bit of fun. All right. Greg, Black Friday.
It's coming. So
let us know of some of the deals that you've so far dug up.
Yeah, so
bits and pieces starting to leak everywhere.
There are. So it's 29th of November is going to be Black Friday, and it will be followed by Cyber Monday, which is the following Monday, obviously. And for those that don't know, this is pretty much where it's just spending frenzy. Like just about everyone that sells anything generally puts it on like a ridiculous price, and you can find some really good, really stupid good deals.
Well, I'm holding out for Black Friday to get myself 12 months of gold or Game Pass Ultimate now.
Yep.
And I'm gonna do an annual thing on Black Friday and get my subs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I did a little bit of digging, and now I think that the prices I've got are probably US prices, but you can extrapolate them however you like. So from Microsoft specifically on the Microsoft store, they were talking about you can get a 1X bundle with Star Wars Fallen Order with 3 months of Xbox Live Gold for $300. So
yeah,
that's a US price. That's a US price.
100% that's a US price. If not, I'm buying 6 of the fuckers.
Yeah, I just thought that.
That's
Jesus
exactly
Christ,
right.
if that's the case, I'm buying another one. Yeah.
Yep. The 1S by itself in the US will drop to $150 for that weekend.
God, look at that. That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah. And look, the scuttlebutt is that, and I was reading about XO and especially talking about the price, the advertising of the wind down prices. The majority of people are saying that 150 was probably going to be the price point for an S over the holiday season, and then probably leading out to Scarlet. So, look, it might be a good time to get your last ditch effort into what. Look, do your thing. A 1S 1 terabyte with NBA 2K20, $200. So,
do you know that Xbox One deal?
Yep.
If I put the same import rates on it that I do for work when we're importing something, it should technically be $480 Australian.
Yep. That's
still not bad.
Yeah.
$400 for the Xbox and $80 for the game. Like that's a decent deal.
Like I said, Black Friday, mate. They're crazy. I know. It's just insane.
Whether it becomes that, it remains to be seen. But
that's the thing. While they are US prices, it's not necessarily going to be just the conversion that we pay. We might not get that deal.
Yeah. I'm just playing with numbers.
Like I said, you can do some digging, especially online. You'll be able to get Black Friday prices.
We're getting a little bit closer to Black Friday because I think it's the 29th. So still, 2 weeks away?
2 weeks away, yeah.
We'll probably have a little bit more of an idea the week of or something like that. But probably definitely too early to confirm anything. But if we get some good deals, like we always do, there's always some really cool deals.
Yeah.
For me, I've got my eye on those subscriptions.
Definitely. In the PlayStation camp, I had a look on the PlayStation store, what they were thinking about running for their Black Friday deals. I wrote down some games because they didn't have any console stuff on the list. So Anthem, $10. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, $40. Borderlands 3, $28. Division 2, $15. God of War, $10. Mortal Kombat 11 $25, RDR 2 $25, and Rage 2 $20. Just to give you a spread. And
yeah, look, I actually brought up Anthem for $10 on the PS4. That might actually be worthwhile.
That's what it is now, isn't it?
Although I've got it on the Xbox and I haven't finished it. So, all right. So that's the Black Friday deals. We've got some upgrade updates. Either of you guys playing Rainbow Six Siege still?
No.
Still.
No.
What?
Oh, you never jumped into it, did you?
I never really jumped into it, no.
All right. Well, I still jump in every now and again. It's a good bit of fun. So Ubisoft this week has unveiled some new operators for the last season of Year 4, Operation Shifting Tides. So two more operators are coming in. I don't have some details about what each one does, but we've got Kali from India and Wamei from Kenya.
See, look, I refuse to play that game until they bring out an operator with the name Smooth. Smooth operator.
You know what? With the cryptic text, the cryptic tweet that was put out from Ubisoft Spain the other day. I think it was Spain. Anyway, it was the Sam Fisher tweet.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that that's what was coming for Siege. I thought they were going to do something around a Sam Fisher style character.
I said that it was just going to be a cameo in Legion, Watch Dogs
you
Legion.
better recruit him.
Yeah, he'll be one of the people that you could switch over to or something like that. But
yeah, something like
that. Look, there have been so many stupid tweets about Sam Fisher that I've just switched off now. I just ignore them. Don't care. Until someone comes out and just goes, hey, we're announcing a new Splinter Cell game. The rest of it are just spastic employees who are just being assholes now. It's beyond the joke now. And I've read all the comments on that tweet, and it was people going, "Don't mess with me. Don't break my heart. You're doing things to me here. Don't tease this kind of thing." And people are really wanting a new Splinter Cell game. And
it's definitely like a wit's end type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And these stupid little teasers, I'm fucking arsed of it now. I'm sick of it. Where they tease Sam Fisher, but then they put him in Wildlands. No, fuck off with that shit, will ya? Don't tease it. Just tell us he's in Wildlands. Don't make us think that you're making a Splinter Cell game for the sake of hype. That's just being an asshole now.
Indeed. Well, the last bit for Siege is they're reworking the theme park map, which is good because I hate that map. I think the last bit of news we've got, Grejio, with your new releases.
So there's only 2 this week that hit into the big realm. So Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on PC is out this week. Those that want a bit of a nostalgia ride. But the big one this week, and I'm surprised you've sort of not said anything, Snoogs, but Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is out this week on the 15th.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's right. I'm in Melbourne when that comes out. Yeah,
I haven't said anything because I can't get it for a few weeks.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Why not?
Just dollars. Got to put it aside.
Fuck, I'll buy it for you.
No, I don't want you to buy it for me. I'll get it in a couple of weeks.
You can fucking pay me back, but I'll buy it for you so you can play it. Or I'll buy it physical and smash it out and give it to you or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Look, I'll get it. I'll get it eventually. I will get it.
There's an offer. Just let you smash it out and then I'll give it to you.
Sloppy seconds.
Oh, no, thanks.
Here's the disc. It's a bit drippy, but yeah.
But you'll understand why.
Oh, hey, on to the last words. We're not supposed to go crazy till the last words start. There you go. See, look at that. Straight away.
That's amazing, Sean. That is amazing.
Oh, Uncle Chunt with the GIF. Oh, dear.
Eating a peach for hours. Yep.
Oh, I'm a little bit turned on. I would stick my tongue in that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolute filth. Well, in true fashion, first way to start off the last words is a shout out to everyone that's jumped in and listening along live tonight. We have Kaz, Radicus, and Uncle Chunt still in here with us. And I believe earlier tonight, who else do we have? Camp Killer, and wasn't there another one somewhere? No, maybe not. You're not helping anyone. Thank you very much.
I don't know.
Great. So, thanks for the assistance. All right, I don't think there was anyone else. Oh, Chunt wouldn't even brush his teeth after.
Oh.
Wow.
Hey, can you guys recommend any sort of cleaning products to clean a computer monitor?
Windex, bro.
A tongue.
Windex won't damage the surface. I'm just scared because it's not glass; it's an LCD, and
Yeah,
I've slobbered on it.
Nothing is better than soap and water, really.
I'll just leave it. Next time you come over, if there's a blurry spot on my screen, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Just scratch it.
That's just that's not a dead pixel. That's just reminding me of my shame.
Why does your computer screen look like a Krispy Kreme donut? It's all flaky and shit.
What is that one? Oh no!
Oh, they're not working for me.
Oh, I got it. Oh, look at the drippy. Oh, that's the disc. That's the Star Wars disc when I'm done with it.
Krispy Kreme all the way.
Last words. What have I got? Death Stranding is weird but fun.
Yep.
The marketing campaign I think was terrible because I thought the game was rubbish before I played it.
Was that marketing or the bullshit reviews?
No, the marketing, as in the trailers that they released. Ignoring the reviews, I don't give a shit what the reviews say. But just the way that they presented the game prior to its release, it just didn't.
It was weird. It was too weird.
Doesn't give it any justice. Oh,
no.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, Jesus.
Did you just Google fruit pussy moist?
No.
It was actually attached. It was actually attached to the other gifts that you had.
Wow.
It was all on the same thing. Yeah.
But yeah, after we finish the podcast, I'm going to go and crank up the old Xbox and play some Modern Warfare. That's another thing about Modern Warfare. The seamless integration of playing cross-platform. So good.
Playing some multiplayer?
Yeah. I'll be doing some multiplayer.
I'll have to crack it on then. Yeah, cool. All right, I will see you there shortly. While everyone's watching or listening along, don't forget Aussie Gamers TV and the Age XP for streaming. Aussie Gamers TV on Twitch. I went completely off script there. See what happens when there's all this weird GIF shit coming in the side screen. Aussie Gamers TV on Twitch and Age XP on Mixer.
I don't know.
Yep.
I can't remember. Sure.
Well, why not just get over to Snooga Vision on Twitch and come and say g'day, because I'm streaming over there quite a bit. And I'm starting to get a nice little core of about 5 to 10 that will jump in every time I'm on, which is very cool, and I'm extremely appreciative of it. Grejio XBL over on Instagram for all sexy Forza creations and upcoming puppy pics.
Yes.
Nice. Anything else you boys want to chuck in there?
I've finalised a design for an Aussie Gamers Experience Agents coin.
Nice.
That I've 3D printed, and I'm going to hand them out to our agents. Well, probably can't hand them out because a lot of them are scattered around the country. But Uncle Chunt, you'll get one coming to you. Radicus, you too, buddy. Kazakyle, you'll get one. And obviously the others that aren't here right now. But yeah, it's actually a really cool coin. I should take a photo. I'll take a photo and I'll pop it in the Agents of Age chat later on after the show. So to all of you that are listening to us just laughing for seemingly no reason, you got to get into the live chat. It'll make a ton more sense. Oh dear, it's not.
I do have one more last word.
Okay.
One bit of news I forgot to say. Herman Holst of Gorilla is the new head of Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Oh, so he got the Sony job. I know Herman Holst.
Yeah, from Gorilla. So he's been around the industry since I think 2001, and been going from strength to strength. Check out the Age XP for a full breakdown on that story.
.com?
On the website. Yes, the agexp.com. That one. It's all just going to shit tonight. It's terrible.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm going to close up the show unless you boys have got anything else. Nah, good. Thank you very much to everyone that has listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. A super special thanks again to all of our live listeners. You people are lunatics, and I love each and every one of you for it. Greg, Lucas, thank you for joining me for this evening. Hope you have had fun.
No worries.
My pleasure.
To all of our listeners, feel free to continue any of the topics we've discussed on this show over in our Discord channel. To get in touch with us directly, you can shoot us an email at info@theagexp.com, and don't forget to hit up our website, www.theagexp.com. Links, as always, are in the podcast show notes and description. That is all from me. As always, I have been Snoogs.
And I've been Lucas.
And I have been Grejio.
See us next time.
Bye-bye. Righto, that's the end of the show. Does anybody listen to the show this far along? I don't know, but if you do, join our exclusive Discord club known as the Agents of Age. Just join our Discord channel using the link in the show description and comment the phrase, "I came here to party," and you will gain Agent of Age status. Subscribe to this podcast using the links to the things in the show description notes, and if you are listening, know this, we love you. See you next time on the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.